students, welcome back. We were in chapter 2, work, energy and power, and we had completed first part of the chapter, that is A. We had solved all the numericals also. Now we had started with chapter 2B, part B of the same chapter. We had completed what is potential energy, what is kinetic energy, different forms of energy we considered. Now there is one theorem called as work energy theorem. Or work energy principle, whatever name you assign to it. It says that whatever work is done on the body, moving or stationary, that is converted into kinetic energy of the object. Here we consider law of conservation of energy and assume that no part of the work done is waste. Means whatever work is done, that changes the state of motion as well as increases or decreases the speed. So, statement of the theorem, work done on a moving body is converted into change in the kinetic energy. That is, mathematically you can say work done equal to kinetic energy final minus kinetic energy initial. F stands for final, I stands for initial. Now what are assumptions? See, what I am considering is M is mass of the body. U is initial velocity, or you can say initial speed, because we are not concerned with the direction. V is final velocity. F, force applied on the body. S, displacement. And I'll write one more, A as acceleration. This is very important theorem basically because in many cases you have to find out retarding force that is required for an object to be stopped. Or if you want to give a certain speed to the object, how much force should be applied. In that case, for the calculation, you need to check how much is the change in the kinetic energy and how much displacement you want to occur in case of the object. Accordingly, you will apply the force. So in machine parts, sometimes this type of calculations are needed. Now we are going to prove this. This is work energy theorem in mathematical form. We want to prove it. What I can write? W equal to F into S. This is very simple. We are considering the displacement to be in the direction of force. So F into S, I will put a cross. We are not considering vector product. So W equal to Fs. This is my equation number 1. The second equation is F equal to ma. All of you know this. Force equal to mass into acceleration. Now consider third kinematic equation. V square equal to U square plus 2as. I am going to find value of S from this as we did for kinetic energy. So the same equation can be written as S equal to V square minus U square upon 2a. Just check. This is my equation number 3. Now I am going to substitute value of F and S in this. So I will write from equations 1, 2 and 3. What we are doing, we are just substituting value of F here, value of S here. Work equal to M A into, this is value of force. Now substitute that value, V square minus U square upon 2A. This A will cancel out. Now I am putting this half here and bringing M in the bracket, or I directly rearrange M into V square by 2, half M V square minus half M U square. In the previous part, we have studied that the equation for kinetic energy is half mv square, where v stands for the speed, m stands for the mass of the body. So work done, what is this? V is final velocity, so half mv square represents final kinetic energy kf. This represents initial kinetic energy ki. So this is work energy theorem, which needs to be applied in many numericals of this chapter, as you will see later on. Now after this, there are three types of kinetic energies which we have already considered. Linear kinetic energy, that is what we have here, half mv square. If a body is moving in circular path carrying out rotational motion, it will possess rotational kinetic energy. And if a body is oscillating, for example, simple pendulum, which you will come to know in the next part of this chapter, 2C. Simple pendulum is oscillating, means it is carrying out the motion along the same path. Or imagine a situation where you have a spring to which some mass is attached. You pull it and release it. The mass will keep on moving along the same path. That is what is called as oscillatory or vibrational motion, vibratory motion. So third type of kinetic energy is vibrational kinetic energy. So you have studied two types of mechanical energies, potential and kinetic. Sum of these two energies gives you the total mechanical energy of the object. Now, generally, whenever there is conversion, potential energy may be converted to kinetic energy. Example, there is one numerical in the textbook in which they have said there is a small card, which is connected to a spring. The spring is compressed. Means what? This spring has elastic potential energy. The moment you release it, the card will start moving in the opposite direction, because the spring will try to regain its original dimension, original length. So in the process of this card moving, the elastic potential energy of the spring is converted into kinetic energy of the card. Or take example of bow and arrow. When you connect bow and arrow, you stretch the string. What you are doing in the process, stretching the string, means you are doing some work, you are applying some force, because of which this arrow is getting displaced, and there is a tension developed in the string, as well as the bow. So you are generating elastic potential energy by you doing work. Now that potential energy, when you release, this arrow will start moving. So potential energy of the bow is converted into kinetic energy of the arrow. Such type of conversions are there. You can take example of say a building. A boy is standing on top of a building and he has a stone in his hand. Now at this point, the stone is stationary. So initial velocity is 0. Therefore, kinetic energy K equal to 0. We know formula for kinetic energy half mu square. If u is 0, kinetic energy will be 0. Now if the boy releases this stone, what is going to happen? The gravitational force of Earth will pull it towards itself. We know this. In the process, the gravitational force is doing work on the stone, and we can easily understand that as the stone falls, its velocity will go on increasing. In the next part, we are going to prove that total energy along the path remains constant. Same thing we are going to do for simple pendulum. But remember, there can be conversion of kinetic energy into potential energy. Another example I have given, I think, previously. In a dam, water is stored. This water is stopped by the wall of the dam. Therefore, water has potential energy. The moment the doors are opened, this water starts flowing. So this potential energy is converted into kinetic energy of the water. Now different types of energies are given. I am just going to refer to the book for this. If needed, I will explain it in short. Otherwise, it's a theoretical part. Even if you read, then you will easily understand. Page number 33, different forms of energy. They are given 12 forms of energy and described in short. Solar energy. Whatever energy we get from sun in the form of infrared or any other type of radiation which is visible as well as invisible. That energy is transferred from sun to the earth, because of which we get heat, we get light, different types of energies we achieve from that, and it can be converted into different forms. For example, if you are using a solar cooker, what you are doing, you are taking the energy of the sun and cooking food. Or what does a solar cell do? Solar cell converts the light energy into electrical energy. So they have discussed these types of energies, and mostly all of them we know except a few. Means you might not be knowing about nuclear energy, but that also we are going to tackle in the later part. Solar energy is given, heat energy is given, light energy, chemical energy, then hydro energy, electrical energy, nuclear energy, geothermal, wind energy, sound energy, magnetic energy, and mechanical energy. These types of energies, just you can read it once and you will be able to understand. So I am going to the next part, that is now 2.15, conversion of one form of energy into another form. They have given few conversions. See, mechanical, first one they have given as mechanical energy into electrical energy. The water stored in the reservoir rotates the turbine. Means when the water is released, it flows through a pipe with high velocity. It is allowed to fall on the turbine. The turbine rotates. Means what is the initial energy, as I told you. When water is stored, it has potential energy. See, observe. Here, water is stored. So it is potential energy. I will write it short. When the doors are open, water starts flowing. It will have kinetic energy. Here there is a turbine. Turbine means it's a kind of generator. And these blades start rotating, because of which electrical energy is generated. So water stored in the tank is mechanical energy. It is converted into another form of mechanical energy. Then it is converted to electrical energy. That is what they have given as the first conversion. Here also, I am going to go in short. In short, we will discuss, because if we want to solve numericals, theoretical part can be easily understood. Second, electrical energy to mechanical energy. What do you do in the electrical motor? You want to lift water from ground level to a certain height on the terrace. In that case, what you do? You just switch on the motor. So you are using electrical energy for running the motor. That is converted into potential energy. Okay, you can say that first it is converted to kinetic energy of the water, because water starts flowing, it starts moving. After the water reaches the terrace tank, it is stored there, therefore it possesses potential energy there. These two are together called as mechanical energies. Therefore, they have given this conversion, electrical energy to mechanical energy. Electrical energy to heat energy, everyone can easily understand. At home, we use some kettle for boiling water, or you use electric iron to iron the clothes. Induction heater. In that, what you are doing, electrical energy is converted to heat energy. Another example in which electrical energy is converted to light as well as heat. You switch on the button, this tube will lighten up, or if you have a bulb, the bulb will get heated. Not only we get light out of electrical energy, we can get heat also. So that conversion they have given. Heater, oven, geyser, toaster, etc. Now, what type of question can come on this part? They might ask you 1 mark question. In the following process, what type of energy is converted into what type? So, you have to remember the examples of this. Heat energy to electrical energy. Now, thermocouple. It is a junction of two different metals, say zinc and iron, or zinc and cobalt. These two wires of different metals are connected at two different points, and these junctions are maintained at different temperatures. So there is a temperature difference. To one, they will keep heat or hot water. The other junction will be kept in ice. Due to temperature difference, the electrons start flowing within these wires, and flow of electrons is nothing but electrical energy. So here, difference in the heat or temperature, you are converting to electrical energy. That is one conversion they have given. Electrical energy to sound energy. If you want your voice to reach many people at a very long distance, say 200 meters, what you do? You use a loudspeaker. Well, what the speaker is doing? Speaker gives you sound energy, whereas the input to the speaker is electrical energy. So electrical energy is converted into sound energy. Sound energy to electrical energy, it is microphone. Microphone, we speak into it, we input is sound, output is in the form of electrical current. So, sound energy to electrical energy. Here I will stop. Then in the next lecture we will continue these 18 changes and then start solving the numericals. Because numericals are more important on this chapter. The theory is quite simple.